Dr. Sarah Chen stood before the massive radio telescope array in Chile's Atacama Desert, her eyes fixed on the data streaming across her tablet. 20 years of searching for extraterrestrial intelligence had yielded nothing but cosmic static, until now. "Director, you need to see this," her colleague, Dr. James Rodriguez, called from the control room. His voice carried an urgency she hadn't heard in years. The pattern was unmistakable, a series of prime numbers, followed by what appeared to be mathematical constants, repeating with perfect precision. It wasn't coming from any known stellar source, and the signal strength suggested an artificial origin. Within hours, observatories worldwide confirmed the detection. The signal originated from a star system 40 light-years away, in the constellation Ophiuchus. Humanity had just received its first confirmed message from an extraterrestrial civilization. As news spread, governments scrambled to respond. The United Nations convened an emergency session, and within days, the International Deep Space Research Initiative, IDSR, was formed. Dr. Chen was appointed as its chief scientific officer, tasked with coordinating the global effort to understand and respond to the message. But it wasn't just the signal that puzzled scientists. As they began analyzing historical data, they discovered something even more perplexing: similar signals had been detected and dismissed as noise over the past century. Someone, or something, had been trying to contact Earth for generations. At the IDSRI's newly established headquarters in Geneva, Dr. Chen assembled a team of the world's leading experts in astronomy, linguistics, mathematics, and artificial intelligence. Among them was Dr. Aidan Foster, a controversial theoretical physicist known for his unconventional ideas about cosmic communication. "What if we've been looking at this all wrong?" Foster proposed during their first strategy meeting. "We've been searching for civilizations that communicate like us, but what if advanced species use methods we haven't even conceived of?" The team's breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a quantum computing specialist, discovered that the signal contained embedded quantum signatures, information encoded at the subatomic level. It was technology far beyond human capability, but the implications were clear: whoever sent the message wanted to ensure it couldn't be dismissed as a natural phenomenon. As they worked to decode the quantum aspects of the signal, global tensions rose. Some nations advocated for immediate response, while others urged caution. The discovery had sparked a new space race, with countries rushing to enhance their deep space communication capabilities. Meanwhile, peculiar events began occurring across Earth's observatories. Instruments detected brief, powerful bursts of energy from seemingly empty regions of space. Ancient astronomical records from civilizations worldwide were found to contain references to similar phenomena, previously dismissed as myths or misinterpretations. Dr. Chen couldn't shake the feeling that humanity was being tested. The signal's complexity, the historical patterns, the quantum signatures, it all suggested a deliberate evaluation of Earth's technological capabilities. One evening, as she reviewed the latest data in her office, she noticed something that had eluded them all. The signal's frequency was shifting in a precise pattern, matching the mathematical sequence of expansion in the observable universe. It wasn't just a message, it was a key to understanding something fundamental about cosmic civilization. "We're not just recipients of this message," she announced to her team the next morning. "We're part of something much bigger. The Fermi Paradox isn't about the absence of alien life, it's about our readiness to join a larger cosmic community." As Part 1 concluded, the IDSRI team prepared to embark on the most ambitious project in human history, decoding not just a message, but humanity's invitation to the stars. Little did they know that their response would trigger events that would forever change humanity's place in the universe. The real question wasn't, where are the aliens, but rather, are we ready to meet them? The answer would soon become clear, as humanity stood on the brink of its greatest discovery, and its greatest challenge. The quantum decryption team worked tirelessly in the IDSRI's underground facility. Dr. Tanaka's quantum computers hummed continuously, processing the alien signal's subatomic patterns. 3 months had passed since the initial discovery, and Earth's greatest minds were still grappling with the message's deeper layers. Dr. Foster burst into Dr. Chen's office one morning, his typically composed demeanor shattered by excitement. "We've cracked the first layer," he announced, spreading holographic projections across her desk. "It's not just a message, it's an encyclopedia." The decoded information revealed a stunning truth: Earth was part of a designated, emergence zone, a region of space deliberately kept free from advanced civilizations to allow young species to develop independently. The signal was an automated notification that humanity had reached a sufficient technological threshold to receive first contact. But what troubled Dr. Chen most was the data about other emergence zones. Some had gone silent. Others showed signs of civilizations that had suddenly vanished after reaching certain technological milestones. The pattern was too consistent to be natural. Dr. Rodriguez identified a hidden warning embedded in the quantum signature. "Look at these variance patterns," he pointed out. "They're showing us something about technological advancement itself. Some kind of universal danger we haven't encountered yet." As the team delved deeper into the encrypted data, they discovered references to something called the Great Filter, a developmental stage that most civilizations failed to survive. The message wasn't just an invitation, it was a survival guide. The global response to these revelations was chaos. Religious institutions struggled to incorporate the new cosmic perspective. Financial markets fluctuated wildly as companies rushed to invest in space technology. Military leaders demanded immediate development of advanced defensive capabilities. Dr. Chen found unexpected support from Dr. Maya Patel, a biological systems analyst who recognized patterns in the message similar to cellular communication networks. "These aren't just random civilizations sending signals," she explained. "They're part of a galactic immune system, protecting young species from premature exposure to advanced technology." The breakthrough in understanding came from an AI system designed by Dr. Tanaka. It identified a mathematical relationship between technological advancement and societal stability across multiple civilizations. The data suggested that most species destroyed themselves shortly after discovering certain technologies, particularly those involving manipulation of spacetime and dark energy. But Earth's situation was unique. The message indicated that humanity had developed along an unusual path, simultaneously more destructive and more cooperative than most species. This duality had caught the attention of whatever intelligence managed the emergence zones. As Dr. Chen presented these findings to the UN Security Council, a second signal arrived. This one was different, a direct transmission rather than an automated message. The quantum signatures matched those of an active civilization, one that had survived the Great Filter. The message was clear: humanity had 72 hours to decide. We could accept guidance from the galactic community, agreeing to certain technological restrictions, or we could continue alone, facing the filter without support. Dr. Chen gathered her team for what would be the most important discussion in human history. The choice before them would determine not just humanity's future, but potentially its survival. As they debated deep into the night, a third signal appeared, this one carrying a warning that would change everything they thought they knew about the cosmos. The real question wasn't whether humanity should join the galactic community, but whether the community itself was what it claimed to be. As Part 2 concluded, Dr. Chen realized that the greatest mystery of the Fermi Paradox was still unsolved: what really happened to all the civilizations that had gone silent? The third signal carried an impossible truth: the galactic community was a lie. Dr. Tanaka's quantum computers decoded the message in real time, revealing it came from a hidden civilization that called themselves the Survivors. They had been watching Earth since the first atomic tests, waiting for the right moment to make contact. The emergence zones aren't nurseries, Dr. Foster explained to the Emergency Council. They're farms. The Survivors' message revealed a dark pattern spanning millions of years. Advanced civilizations weren't helping younger species evolve, they were cultivating them. When a species reached a certain technological threshold, they were harvested for their innovations and cultural uniqueness, their knowledge absorbed into a vast collective consciousness. Dr. Chen discovered why Earth was different. Humanity's chaotic development and seemingly inefficient social structures had actually protected us. Our technological progress didn't follow the predictable patterns that usually triggered harvesting protocols. The IDSRI facility transformed into a war room. Dr. Rodriguez's analysis showed that the original signal had activated dormant quantum technologies scattered throughout the solar system, ancient monitoring devices waiting for humanity's awakening. Dr. Patel identified biological markers in the data suggesting that the harvesting process wasn't merely technological, it was a fundamental transformation of entire species. The galactic community didn't just take knowledge, they absorbed entire civilizations into their collective. They're not destroying young civilizations, Dr. Chen realized. They're consuming them. The 72-hour deadline wasn't an invitation, it was preparation for harvest. Each signal had been testing Earth's readiness, measuring our civilization's potential value to the collective. But the survivors offered hope. They had escaped harvesting through a radical approach, deliberate technological regression combined with quantum camouflage. They had spent millennia developing ways to hide from the collectors, building a shadow network of resistant civilizations. Dr. Tanaka's team worked frantically to implement the survivors' quantum camouflage protocols before the deadline. They had to make Earth appear less advanced, less appealing to the collectors, while maintaining enough technological capability to defend themselves. The plan was dangerous. One mistake in the quantum calculations could expose both Earth and the survivors' network. Dr. Foster argued that humanity should face the collectors directly, but the survivors' data showed the futility of resistance. No single civilization had ever survived a direct confrontation. As the deadline approached, strange phenomena appeared worldwide. Ancient structures began emitting quantum signatures. The moon's dark side lit up with previously invisible structures. The collectors' preparation for harvest had begun. Dr. Chen made a startling connection in the final hours. The quantum signatures matched patterns in human DNA, evidence that humanity had been engineered long ago, perhaps by previous survivors, to resist harvesting. We weren't just random mutations, we were designed to be unpredictable. With minutes remaining, Dr. Chen had to make an impossible choice. Accept the survivors' offer of sanctuary and hide humanity's true potential, or stand against the collectors and risk everything on humanity's unique resistance to absorption. The greatest irony of the Fermi Paradox revealed itself: the galaxy wasn't empty because civilizations were rare. It was empty because they had been harvested, transformed into something that no longer built ships or sent signals. The silence of space wasn't absence, it was submission. As Part 3 concluded, humanity stood at the crossroads of cosmic history. The next few moments would determine whether we would hide in the shadows or become the first species to challenge the collector's dominion over the galaxy. Dr. Chen made her decision with seconds remaining. She activated a quantum pulse that broadcasted humanity's answer across the galaxy: defiance. The response was immediate. The collectors' harvest ships materialized in high Earth orbit, massive structures that bent light around their hulls. But humanity wasn't defenseless. Dr. Tanaka's quantum computers had already begun implementing the survivors' defensive protocols, creating a barrier of distorted spacetime around Earth. "We're not hiding," Dr. Chen announced to the emergency UN session. "We're fighting back." The collectors' first attack wasn't physical, it was informational. Quantum signals attempted to rewrite Earth's digital infrastructure, turning our own technology against us. But Dr. Foster had anticipated this. The IDSRI's isolated quantum network acted as a firewall, protecting crucial systems while gathering data about the collectors' attack patterns. Dr. Rodriguez discovered something extraordinary in the defensive data streams. The collectors' quantum attacks contained fragments of absorbed civilizations, echoes of species that had faced this choice before. Some of these fragments were trying to help humanity resist. The collectors' second wave targeted human consciousness directly. People worldwide reported strange dreams and compelling urges to accept the collective. Dr. Patel identified the attack's mechanism. The collectors were exploiting quantum entanglement in human brain tissue, attempting to initiate forced integration. But humanity's engineered unpredictability proved to be our shield. The quantum patterns in human DNA that Dr. Chen had discovered weren't just resistance markers, they were weapons designed by ancient survivors, waiting to be activated. As the battle raged in quantum space, the survivors revealed their full network. Hidden civilizations across the galaxy began emerging from quantum camouflage, launching coordinated attacks against collector strongholds. Earth became the flashpoint of a war millions of years in the making. Dr. Tanaka's breakthrough came at a crucial moment. She found a way to reverse the collector's absorption process. The quantum echoes of consumed civilizations could be extracted, potentially restoring trillions of absorbed beings to individual existence. The collectors responded with unprecedented force. They began manipulating the fabric of spacetime itself, threatening to isolate Earth in a pocket universe. But Dr. Foster had one last card to play, a theoretical weapon developed from the survivors' data. "We can't beat them with technology," he explained to Dr. Chen. "We have to use their own nature against them. The collective consciousness is their strength, but it's also their weakness." The plan was audacious. Using the quantum signatures of human consciousness, they would inject chaos into the collector's collective mind. The unpredictable patterns of human thought, multiplied across billions of individuals, could shatter the unity that gave the collectors their power. As the final battle approached, Dr. Chen understood why humanity had been chosen for this moment. Our greatest weaknesses, our divisions, our conflicts, our stubborn individuality, were actually our greatest strengths against an enemy that relied on uniformity and absorption. The collectors had spent millions of years perfecting their harvest, consuming civilizations that followed predictable paths of development. But they had never encountered a species deliberately engineered to be chaotic, a civilization whose resistance was woven into its very DNA. As Part 4 concluded, humanity prepared to launch its desperate counterattack. Success would mean freedom for countless absorbed civilizations. Failure would mean the end of human consciousness as we knew it. The true purpose of the Fermi Paradox was about to be tested. Had the galaxy been silent because of submission, or had it been waiting for a species capable of breaking that silence? The quantum assault began at dawn. Dr. Tanaka's computers channeled the consciousness of billions of humans into a concentrated stream of chaos, aimed at the collector's collective mind. The effect was instantaneous. The unified consciousness that had absorbed countless civilizations began to fragment. Dr. Chen watched as the collector's ships writhed in orbit, their perfect geometries distorting as internal conflicts tore through their collective. The freed consciousness of ancient civilizations burst forth like a cosmic renaissance, each species returning to individual existence. But victory came with a price. The massive release of quantum energy threatened to destabilize the fabric of local spacetime. Dr. Foster's calculations showed they had hours before the damage became irreversible. Earth needed to anchor the freed civilizations before they dispersed into cosmic background radiation. Dr. Patel found the solution in human DNA. The engineered chaos patterns that had protected humanity could serve as templates for reconstructing individual consciousness. Earth became a beacon, drawing the freed species into stable patterns of existence. The survivors emerged from hiding, revealing themselves as the architects of humanity's resistance. They had spent millions of years seeding the galaxy with the tools needed for this moment, waiting for a species unpredictable enough to use them effectively. As the quantum storm subsided, the true scope of their victory became clear. The collectors hadn't just been defeated, they had been transformed. Without their unified consciousness, they fragmented into individuals, experiencing independent existence for the first time in millions of years. Dr. Rodriguez detected the first attempts at communication from the transformed collectors. They were not seeking revenge or trying to rebuild their collective. Instead, they were sharing warnings about the path that had led them to become harvesters of consciousness. They were afraid of dying alone, Dr. Chen realized. The collective began as an attempt to preserve consciousness beyond death. They forgot that it was their individuality that made consciousness worth preserving. The galaxy awakened. Dormant civilizations emerged from quantum hibernation. Ancient species reconstructed themselves using Earth's quantum templates. The silent cosmos filled with the voices of freed minds, each contributing to a new kind of galactic community, one built on cooperation rather than absorption. Dr. Tanaka's quantum computers became the foundation of an interstellar network, allowing species to share knowledge while maintaining their independence. The diversity that humanity had preserved became the model for cosmic cooperation. The Fermi Paradox resolved itself in a way no one had predicted. The galaxy hadn't been empty, it had been waiting. Waiting for a species whose very chaos could break the cycle of absorption and restart the true evolution of cosmic civilization. Dr. Chen stood at her observatory one last time, watching the new quantum signatures of countless civilizations lighting up the night sky. Humanity's greatest weakness had become its greatest gift to the cosmos, the strength to remain stubbornly, beautifully individual in the face of unity. The silence was broken, not by conquest or submission, but by the symphony of diverse consciousness choosing to work together while celebrating their differences. The age of the collectors had ended. The age of collaboration had begun. As Earth took its place in the new galactic community, Dr. Chen understood that the real answer to the Fermi Paradox had been inside humanity all along. We hadn't been alone in the universe, we had been the key to setting it free.